Hello, I received my Lawn Fawn May release on Friday. Today I'm sharing a Lift the Flap card. It's a thank you card for my husband for helping me build my PC. He gets to decide what we're gonna do next weekend. I already stamped and die cut and colored all of the images. Now I'm gonna show you how I made the rest of the card. I used some sunflower cardstock, the sentiment "Let's Go Out" with the exclamation point from Village Shops, and I die cut the paper with the smallest everyday sentiment banner. I'm using mustard seed and fossilized amber distress oxide to darken up the edges. I die cut the small slimline with lift the flaps from some white cardstock, and I'm leaving the flaps unfolded. I'm using the negative to do the distress inking and make sure that I get a straight line. As you can see, I'm using a ruler to make sure that my road is approximately the same height on each side of the card. And then I'm securing everything with some tape to make sure it doesn't shift. I used hickory smoke and some black soot on the road. I'm using a piece of scrap paper to put underneath the flap so I can darken up the edges from the flaps as well, making sure not to cross over into the white area. I cut the same small slim line a second time, and that's going to be my background for when you open the flaps. Now I want my road to be the exact same height as the front of the card, so I'm measuring to see where the line should go. After cleaning my surface, it's time to put on the blue inks. I'm using tumbled glass and salty ocean to darken up the edges. I'm using a second negative to make sure that I don't get grey ink smudged on the top of the card. I'm using the same technique as I did before, using a piece of scrap paper to darken up the edges of the flaps. Here you see me make the mistake of putting some dark ink on my light brush. It was easily fixed though. Now that my work surface is all clean, it's time to wash my hands. I'll be back later and I'll give the ink some time to dry. On my test panel, I stamped some images to create a sort of like pattern paper. I'm gonna do the same thing on my new panel. I used Salty Ocean, I used some stamps from village shops and the Christmas trees from Winter Village. I'm sort of recreating the pattern from my test panel, but I improved it a little bit. I love how this blue ink adds something extra to the paper. As you can see, I'm not covering the entire flap because I'm gonna glue my car on top of it, so you're not gonna be seeing much of it anyway. I had the large slimline already cut out yesterday and I stamped the bicycle on it to test if the Salty Ocean ink was dark enough. You aren't gonna see it anyway because we're gonna cover it with the whole lift the flap panel. Now that my ink is fully dry, it's time to fold the flaps and add it to the card. And then I'm going to decorate the front of the card with all of my stamped and colored images. Because I don't want the risk of some glue getting under the flap and blocking everything, I'm using score tape to attach this panel to the card. I'm adding an Italian restaurant in the middle, and that's because we just love eating Italian food. I used some glossy accents on the lamp post. On the left, I've got an ice cream parlor. And on the right, I am making a forest because that's really close to where we live and we love cycling or walking through it. I've colored my car exactly the same 3 times and I'm going to attach them to the front of the flaps. My husband is going to pick which one he's going to open or which one he's going to choose. But I really wanted all of the cars to be the same. For the headlights, I used some glossy accents as well. I'm using some foam tape on the bottom of my banner to lift it up to where the road is. That way it's the same height and it can easily stick together. And that completes my card. I'm really happy with how it turned out and I can't wait to give it to my husband. Thank you so much for watching yet another video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't and like this video if you enjoyed watching it. Have a wonderful day. Bye!